be awkward either way, so just whatever is least awkward. The only problem with the way you're carrying it right now is your bail is against the ladder. It will eventually skip onto a rung and you're gonna open it up and it's either gonna pull you back or slide out of your hands. So the way he's carrying it up is fine. If you've already got your webbing attached to it, you can also like get the webbing closer and get a loop of webbing around your hand, so you just have some extra security on it. All right, step back a little bit, guys. A couple of you guys can take a knee so everyone can see behind you. All right, so from here, you guys are gonna figure out where you're gonna lock in. If he locks in down here, he's gonna be too low to operate. So this is kind of the sweet spot on this ladder. You should be able to lock in while maintaining control of that nozzle. Yep. All right, so once you've got it here, you can utilize the pistol grip and hang it on a rung. Doesn't really matter which one. What does matter is where you tie it off. So it's always going to be the rung above the sill. We're simulating, this is our window sill. So the rung above the sill is where I want it.
And then would I leave it on while I tie it?
Yeah, that way you don't have to hold it, right? So a couple of things here. If I tie it, it's far away from the coupling, so it's okay. So you can always make an adjustment here. But let's say it's there and you tie it like this. I'm gonna make it too tight to be able to pull the nozzle back out and through the window. So you're doing your best guess. Same thing if it's too loose, it's fine. It will capture in an emergency if it starts to fall, but it's not gonna hang off the webbing. So you're doing your best guess, basically. So you can hang it either on this rung, you can hang the pistol grip off this rung, doesn't really matter. You're just doing your best guess. So with yours, your water knot wound up right on the bite, which is gonna be really hard to tie. So if I separate my lark's foot and keep it loose and see which way I wanna feed the water knot, I just maintain some tension on the opposite side and I can pull my water knot basically through and I can kind of shimmy it. Or you could just retie it. That one was all the way at the end, so probably would have just retied it, but this is just to demonstrate that you guys can move it around if you keep it loose. Does that make sense? Okay. Sorry, once again, I did not sleep last night, so I apologize if words are hard for me today. All right, so now the knot's out of your way. You're gonna tie whatever you want, clove hitch, round turn, 2 half hitches.
I'm gonna try and keep the webbing together.
What are you trying to tie, clove hitch?
Yeah, I think I'm tripping myself up.
So clove hitch has got to cross over, so keep it however you set it up. So if I run it to the end, kind of keep it as tight as I can there, give yourself that little bit of belly. It's got to come around and capture. There's your X. It's going to come up through the X. Okay, so you can slide this around wherever you want to allow you to pull the nozzle out and back through the window. Just the bail on a lot of reps has been getting caught on this rung, so just maintain it. If you bring the hose out far enough, you can just bend it back into the window. Don't open it on anyone. All right, just be aware whenever you guys are standing at the end of the nozzle, like you guys are, you're basically at the end of a loaded gun. I've been streamed to the face more than once in an academy, so it sucks. You don't want that to happen. All right, so get a little bit, you want about a foot of nozzle and hose into the window, so get a little bit more out in front of you.
Can I put my arm around the beam?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. So it's always easiest, kind of like you just did. If you got to adjust the hose out, instead of trying to do this and I'm all scrunched up here, I just reach down and now I can push pull, just like I'm feeding hose when we're moving that 2.5. So push pull, he's got enough out in front of you. You're gonna get a lot of nozzle reaction here. Also, we're going off a hydrant with just one stick, so we don't have a lot of friction loss. So it's too much pressure for this nozzle. You can put the hose basically in between my body and the ladder. I'm gonna wrap my knee just like a beam of a ladder over the hose. The more I can lean on that, especially for me as a smaller person, the more weight and friction I have compressing that hose between me and the ladder. Don't open it, but from here, anytime we're flowing water interior, we're flowing it on a straight stream. We don't want to do a fog because we could steam out somebody that's in there. So you're checking your pattern to ensure you're all the way right on a straight stream, and then you're going to flow inside this hallway. Once it's fully open and I see you got control of it, you're flowing, I'll tell you shut it down. Whoever's down on the ground, tell you to bleed it. You'll bleed some out and we'll just reset for the next guy. Any questions? Clear as mud? All right, so everyone go ahead, go down. We'll flow and then you guys will help him reset.